It's the voice of the one and only DJ Scream, letting you know that you are now in tune to the Casual Flex, where culture meets sports and casuals are welcome. Now here's your host, Philip Dukes.
Yo, welcome to a very special edition of the Casual Flex. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. Today, the very first live edition of the Casual Flex. And I got my dog, T. Will, Travis Williams, defensive coordinator at Arkansas. T. Will, what's going on?
What's up, big dog? Appreciate you having me.
No, for sure.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Nah, so you in Atlanta, you know, you pulled up on me. So we said we're not gonna make it a tough conversation. We just gonna talk.
Right on.
All right. For those that do not know who you are, who are you? Who is Travis Williams?
Oh man, Travis Williams. So I am a father. I'm a husband, man of faith. You know, I'm a man that love people. Former athlete. I'm a coach. I can rap. I can do it all. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff, man. But who I am, man, I'm a man of God, man. I'm a husband and a father, and I take that very serious.
No, for sure. All right, so take us through your upbringing in South Carolina. How was it growing up? Where you come from? What city you from? And how was your upbringing?
Man, that's a good question. So I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. We call it a metro. So I grew up in Saxon Holmes Projects, which is by Benedict College. It's about, I'd say, 15 minutes from the University of South Carolina. Mm-hmm. They tore our projects down and we moved to the trailer parks, and that's when I moved to the northeast side of Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. And ended up going to Spring Valley High School, but pretty much, you know, we grew up in the projects. They tore it down, moved us to the trailer parks, and that's kind of how I grew up.
So coming from the place where you were raised and your upbringing, how was it rough? Was there a change from going from the projects to the trailer park, or was it kind of the same thing?
Yeah, it was rough on both sides, the projects and the trailer parks. Right. But we know that we were just living. I've seen rougher places, so I'm not sitting here acting like, you know, I'm at the toughest place in the world, but it was humble beginnings, you know, and it's stuff that it really keeps me in line right now. It keeps me humble, just knowing where I come from. Right. You know, and how the good Lord has blessed me and the opportunities that I have to be a blessing to other people.
So you get to Spring Valley High School, 9th grade, probably not the biggest kid. When did you realize that you had a chance to play college football?
Oh man. I would say my junior year. Okay. You know, my junior year. So the story goes, I've always been an offensive player. Oh, okay. Always been a running back since Pop Warner. We had a really good running back when I was in high school. Okay. And so I'm like, man, I really want to play. So I went over to try to play defense, and I remember like yesterday, defense coordinator was like, "Oh, Travis, man, you need to go back, go back to offense, man. You too small and all that." And I'm like, right. No, I'm better than these guys. You know what I'm saying? So man, we ended up winning one game, bro. We won one game. The coaching staff got fired. Coach staff gets fired. So a new coaching staff come in. Okay. Well, the offensive coordinator ended up becoming the head coach, and he brings in a new defensive coordinator. And so I'm out there, I'm just running on the track, and we running sprints as a team. And then they told me the story. It was like Coach Randy Gold, he was the defense coordinator. He was like, man, who was that? I was like, oh, that's Travis Williams. He said, man, that's my Mike linebacker. And I'm like, man, I'm 175 pounds. So they looking at me like, what? Yo, Mike linebacker. Right. That's my Mike linebacker. And because I was just working so hard, and you know, I was leading the line and all that stuff. So make a long story short, I ended up starting Mike linebacker. My first year ever playing linebacker at the school. I break every school record. Wow. And the year before, the dude was like, Travis, won't you? So that helps me out now in what I'm doing now as far as recruiting. And, you know, I look at football players. I don't care about their size. Now, you got to have a profile. You got to do all that. But it's some guys, man, that just love ball. So just from my life lesson, right? My junior year, break every school record. That's when the offers start coming in. And then my senior year, so I break my own records. Oh, wow. And then the rest is history as far as that. So
Why not South Carolina? You like, you're a guy that strikes me as somebody that wants to rep the crib. You want to rep where you from.
Absolutely.
Like, why not South Carolina and why Auburn?
Oh man, so well, you got to go where you want it, right? I would have walked, man. I would have walked to South Carolina. Like, wow. I would have walked. We grew up, man. Everybody grew up Gamecocks, and my whole family, you know. So in that state, it was just Carolina, Clemson, and at that time, it was all the Gamecocks, and they lost, I think, every game one time, and I still want to go there. But I came to camp. I went down to Auburn, went to camp, and ran fast, and Coach Toby offered me a scholarship, and the rest is history from there. But that's the reason I didn't go. They didn't offer me. And I think later on, my senior year, when they started watching me play, it was like, okay, I think he could play. And they tried to come, but it was too late then, you know.
So coming out of South Carolina, 2001, you go into an Auburn team, come in, Cadillac Williams is in your class. You got Ronnie Brown there, all this star power around you.
Right on.
Dontarius Thomas is already there. What let you know that you had the ability to play in the SEC with that type of talent around you?
Man, I didn't know. You know what when I first got there, man, it was in high school. It was so easy.
Right.
And then, man, they put that ball down, and that ball got to moving, and I'm like, I didn't know where the ball was at. They snapped the ball, this offensive lineman hitting me, or this tight end. It moved. It was moving so fast for me, so the game had to slow down. And I had Coach Witt. He was on me, man. And Coach, I love him to death. Like, he's my mentor. He's like a father figure.
Right.
And he was coaching me hard. It was so many moving parts. So the game just had to slow down.
Right.
And to be honest, you know, and we laugh about the story. They Auburn didn't really want me, to be honest with you. Like, right. I was like the last. I committed early, but I was like one of the last guys on campus. And you could tell that the coach really was like, back then, Duck LaMarcus Rowell was like, like a 5-star. Like, LaMarcus Rowell was the guy. So, man, he was still trying to get in school and trying to get his grades together, but he was on, you know, he was at the practices. So it was me and Jake Slaughter. Man, it's when they had freshman practice at the time and freshman tour days.
Right.
Man, we out there on the bags, and Coach Witt, man, he's coaching us. Jake was falling over the bags.
Oh, man.
So he telling both of us to go back. So I'm getting mad at Jake, like, man, hey, man, you got to get this right.
Right.
And, but he ended up getting it right, but it was just me and him. And then, you know, LaMarcus would come on camp, we'd come to practice, and everybody stopped to go talk to him. And me and Jake is looking at each other like,
right.
like we just two scrubs. Like, they going to talk to this guy.
Right.
So, you know, it was times, so I had it in my mind, like, I'm going to make them see me. I don't know what I got to do, but I'm going to make them see me.
Right.
And I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted them to see Travis Williams. And, yeah, it was tough at first, man, but it was good because there was so many good players around us. Right. You know, Cadillac, Ron, everybody know the history of the guys, but
right.
The initial deal was a little tough because the ball was so much faster,
right.
You know, than high school.
So when did it slow down for you? Like, how did you get the game to slow down to the point where you knew you could make an impact?
Man, I don't know what happened going into my red shirt sophomore year. Okay. So that's the third year in the system. Well, the third year at school, second year in the system under Coach Gene Chizik. And it just slowed down spring ball. I mean, I was out there. It was me, Derek Graves, and Taurus Williams, one of my best friends, all of us competing for a job, for that spot. And then and we ran a 4-3, so that third linebacker that was gonna start.
Right.
And it was a bunch of us, Mayo Sal and LaMarcus Rowell, a lot of us. And that spring, man, it just slowed down.
Right.
Like, it was like, I just knew where the ball was going. I understood the plays. I was moving so much faster. And I don't know what happened. It just slowed down. And from there, I was a starter ever since.
04. Mm-hmm. Would y'all have beat USC?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hold on.
Absolutely. No, they were good. I'm gonna tell you what happened, man. So now that I'm on this side, I get it.
Okay.
So when you're watching the committee, they probably was like, okay, they went to California and lost. Right. It was a good game. Then Southern Cal came to us.
Right.
And they beat us. So they beat us twice. We were undefeated, they were undefeated. So I get them saying, okay, we already seen this seen this movie before, but man, it was a special team, a team that was really close, a team that was going to be hard to beat. And USC, man, they were loaded. Man, Heisman Trophy winning, first rounders, but it would have been a better game than the game that we saw.
Right.
You feel me? So, man, it would have been hard to beat us, man. You know, I really do think that.
No, I had that argument with folks a lot, but so the 2014, all that talent around, you go, and now it's time for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when you signed that contract to come to the Falcons?
Man, it was awesome because it was all over again, just trying to prove myself. Because I thought I should have got drafted. Right. But I also learned this too, and I tell my players this, like, my whole mindset going back to that first freshman tour days, I'm going to make them know Travis Williams.
Okay.
That was the whole deal.
Right.
So when I started my redshirt sophomore year, and you got Carlos Dansby and Donterius Thomas, like, you got to keep in mind, and I do stuff in my mind to get me hyped, but they were on the ESPN magazine.
Yeah, I remember that.
Number one linebacker core, them guys was the real deal. And all of us still on group chat. It's like 15 of us. We still on group chats talking on the text thread. Right. So it was Miami. It was Jonathan Vilma and DJ Williams. And it was Donterius Thomas, Carlos Dansby. They're trying to figure out who had the best core. And I think Oklahoma had some guys too.
Right.
Well, them boys was on the ESPN magazine. I had just earned the linebacker, the starting position that spring.
Okay.
Didn't even play the year before. I was just on special teams.
Right.
Man, I didn't see myself on that magazine. I was like, oh, they disrespected me. ESPN disrespected me. Man, they don't even know who Travis Williams is. Man. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, I want to show them.
Right.
So, man, I had a good year that year, my redshirt sophomore year.
Okay.
My redshirt junior year, had a good year, was all conference. We went undefeated, number one scoring defense or something like it. It was good.
Right.
So I was all SEC.
Right.
Thinking about coming out. You know, every kid nowadays, they think they could come out, you know. I was 205 pounds. Where I'm going to go? Right. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to think about this NFL deal. Didn't talk to anybody about it, but I ended up coming back. But the whole time, I looked at the SEC, and I said, man, shoot. It's just me. I was just all SEC.
Right.
It's just me. Man, you know what? I'm about to dang on try to win this buckets. I'm going to be defensive player of the year. Man, it's about to be a great year.
Right.
Well, the second year I was all conference, but I didn't have I didn't have the senior year I wanted.
Okay.
I was supposed to dominate.
Right.
But what you get caught up in, you read the magazines and it's saying Travis Williams is back and Travis Williams is going to do this. And you as a young student athlete, you start believing that. Yeah. But if I would have kept that same mentality, like I'm going to show them,
right,
then I would have had a great senior year.
Right.
So I learned it. I tell my players about that. Like, man, don't never be satisfied. Don't never think you got them.
Right.
You too short. You too small. You too whatever. Mm-hmm. Don't never lose that because you never got them. Because they always gonna say, yeah, that was good, but I told you so. Told you ain't good enough.
Right.
So you got to keep that whatever drives you and keep you motivated. But I say that when I got to the Falcons, signed the contract, cried like a baby. It was an awesome feeling because coming from where I'm from, whether you get drafted, free agent, or whatever, being able to put on that NFL uniform, be able to go out there and practice, man, that's a great feeling.
Okay, so after the NFL, you in Atlanta, you got a lot going on, you're moving and shaking. Music industry. Some folks will holler at you about acting. Actually, like, I tell the whole story, but we ain't gonna go there. But I started to recognize, like, I'm like, man, I started seeing you more and more out. Like, I'm an old national, Trav, Buckhead, Trav. It wasn't just the pretty spots. Sometimes I see, man, what you doing over here? And I see you out. Right. Being in Atlanta, and how much did your upbringing have to do with some of the places I may have seen you and you feeling comfortable? Because you got to think, a lot of guys who played with the Falcons wasn't coming down to the South Side. They wasn't coming on Old National. What made you feel comfortable on the South Side and different places in Atlanta?
No, it just, just blending in with the people that I'm comfortable with, just knowing where to go, knowing people to talk to. Right. And then being in the music industry, you got to do that. You got to go in and meet the DJs and do different things. And in Atlanta, you can't escape it. if you want your music to boom. And to be honest with you, that helped me now on this side of it, coaching.
Right.
Because all of these folks that I connected with, they have sons now, and some of them have 7-on-7 teams, and they see me like, oh yeah, that's T. Will. We know him.
Right.
You know, we've been around him. So that really helped me out. I think it was really God's plan to get around those folks. So now when I come to Atlanta, you know, if the person don't know me, they could call somebody, you know, so there's always that connection. But just being comfortable, man, around your folks and being able to blend in and not be shaken about it.
So you playing around in the studio one day, come up with a song, Tiger Walk. How crazy was that for you to get out of yourself as an artist? Because if you really listen, like you know, that really wasn't the T. Will that we knew as far as, but you were able to step out and do something that ended up being kind of lucrative.
Right.
Like, how big was that Tiger Walk song for you? And once it came out, let me ask you this: do you ever get tired of hearing it?
No, I don't get tired of hearing it because every time it plays, hopefully they go into the iTunes and buying it. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, it was cool, man. It was a great experience, man. And I want to give a shout out to Nuck, the governor.
Yeah, no,
Nuck did a great job on the song. He's on the hook. You ain't heard did the beat from scratch. Like, we were just some guys, man, in the closet, doing the songs. And I remember talking to Tim Jackson and Coach Chiz, and they were looking for some type of song and for the team to come out, and they were always thinking recruiting. So that's what, to be honest with you, that's why I learned different ideas from just watching them and watching Trooper and Loop. And they were like, man, we need a song. And I'm like, so I got a studio, and got with Nuck, got with You Ain't Heard, and the rest is history.
That's crazy. So with somebody who had the opportunities that you had in music and actually made money making music, what made you want to get back into coaching?
Oh man, it was too expensive, man. God, look here, man. Cause look, folks don't understand when you got a song, man. You got a song. You're trying to break the song,
right?
So you got to go to the DJ, and you got to pay the DJ, and then you traveling up and down the road. You got to, back then the CDs, you had to get a whole bunch of CDs. So if you
gotta have them
500 CDs, 1,000 CDs. So it's just so much money. And I said, man, I had to make a decision. Like, you gonna do music or you want to do the coaching part of it? And I love music, but I love just impacting young people. So I just knew that's what I wanted to do. Right. But just the money that you had to kick out was big. That made my decision a lot easier too. So I'm like, golly, man, this thing cost too much money. I need some money coming in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So but no, that was the reason.
So all right, now you back to coaching. You go to Auburn, and then you go to Northern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what is in Iowa? Is there anything in Iowa? Like, what's up there?
They had a casino. I was in Cedar Falls, Iowa. So every break I get, I went to the little casino, and but it's cool, man. It's a lot of fields and I think corn and but it was not as bad because now the wind chilled, it was cold, but we practiced inside, and it was a good experience for me. Good experience to get my own room. Good experience to do something different than where I was at Auburn, because I was used to that, and being able to coach those guys. And I mean, it was fun because they love football and they had their own culture, so it was all about what they're doing. So the worst thing you could do is go in there and talk about what you did at another place.
Right.
So going and learn their culture and humbling yourself. And so it was a really great experience for me to leave my nest and go to Cedar Falls, Iowa. So I think Coach Mark Farley, he's still there as the head coach. And,
but
yeah, it was a great experience.
Coming out of there, now from there you went to Auburn or you went to Creekside?
Creekside. Mm-hmm.
T. Will back on the south side.
Back on the south side.
So that year was probably, I can't think of another team. I think that was the first of all the talent that ever came off the south side of Atlanta. That was the first state championship team, 2014, Creekside. I think I had the Berry twins.
Right.
Just a really, really incredible story when you think about everything that you guys had to overcome that season in order to get to the state. How did that state championship season help shape you as a coach going forward?
Man, it's probably the most fun I had coaching, and also it's the most challenging because there's different things that's not in the coaching, handbook that you go through.
Right.
Won a lot of games. A lot of guys went to college. We had a Def Trey pass. That was tough on everybody on the community. He's like a legend.
Right.
He on the south side, and it really shaped me, and just how I coach and what it's really about, and that's why I don't cuss my guys out. I just don't believe in that. But that experience was big in just shaping the way I coach and my relationships. And I still talk to them players to this day. And Coach Oaten Downs, who was the head coach, man, a good friend of mine, gave me an opportunity. You know, he's younger than me.
Right.
You know, not that much younger, but he is younger than me. And he wanted me to be his defensive coordinator, and just me humbling myself and working under him. And I really appreciate him giving me that opportunity. He's a great football coach as well. And then we got the defense together and met a lot of friends. And that year helped me as far as just knowing a lot of people on the South Side and knowing a lot of people in the state of Georgia, just those connections. But man, it was one of those deals. I may write about that year, or we may just shoot like a little movie, because it's a heck of a story, man. If it's just for the South Side, for people just to understand that year of 2013 Creekside, doing it for Trey and everything that came with it.
So when you see all of the talent on the South Side then, and looking at how much talent is on the South Side now, what do you think makes the South Side? And when I'm talking about the South Side, we're talking about College Park, East Point, Riverdale, Fairburn, the whole nine. What do you think is special about the South Side of Atlanta, where you say, man, it's just, you got the outcasts of the world?
Yep.
From somebody on the outside looking in who's been around, like an honorary South Side guy, what do you think makes the South Side special?
Man, just first of all, the love for the South Side. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm around you, just the love for the South Side and the different people that came through the South Side. And it's some good football here. You know what I'm saying? I think the guys are very tough. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a tough athlete, and very proudful of where they come from. And, you know, it's some good parts and it's some parts that's low poverty. And these guys, sometimes is that football, get them out of that. That's their escape. So you're going to get a kid that's going to be hungry. You know, you're going to get a student athlete that wants to make it out. So it's just understanding what you're getting and being able to vibe and love with the people. And it's a special place.
No, man, you know, I had to, for the South Side, I had to do that one for y'all, man. You know, I had to plug y'all. So, but, okay, Creekside back to Auburn. How did you go from Creekside to Auburn?
Creekside to Auburn. So we win a state championship, and there's a position that opened. One of the off the field. Matter of fact, Dale McGee he was an analyst, and he gets a job with Georgia Southern.
Okay. From
analyst to Georgia Southern. So I knew the opportunity opened, and I'm making calls and get on the phone with Coach Malzahn and all that. So when I was at Creekside, man, I was a paraprofessional. So I have my master's degree. I'm a paraprofessional. So, and I worked in the ISS. So I'm getting all the kids that's getting in trouble come to me.
Right.
So I was a paraprofessional. I'm making $18,000, and I think I was getting like $3,000 coach's stipend, maybe $3,500. I can't remember. But man, I had a blast. I had an absolute blast being able to mentor those kids, being able to coach the kids as far as in football, and working with my buddy Oaten Downs. It was a blast. But you know, from there, you know, being able to leave there and go to Auburn with Coach Malzahn. I talked to Coach Malzahn and told him I wanted to come. He called me. Let me tell you how good of a man he is. He called me. He said, "Hey, we're gonna." He said, "How much you get paid?" I told him how much I got paid. I was like, "Coach, I'm getting $18,000 and I think like $3,000 coaching stipend." He said, "Oh man, you're gonna be rich." So I'm like, "Yes." So, he called me. Said, "I'm gonna give you this is what we're gonna do for you. We're gonna give you X amount of dollars." And I'm like, "I'm coming. I'm gonna take it."
Right.
"Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Coach, when you need me there, I'm coming." And then, man, he called me back like 10. I don't even know if he remembered this happening, but he called me like 10 minutes later. He said, "You know what, Trevor? No, we're going to do it right. We're going to give you X amount of dollars instead of what I just told you. You know, I want to be fair to you." And in 10 minutes, I made a $10,000 raise.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm always locked in with him, because every step of the way, he gave me the opportunity to be a coordinator. And now I'm a coordinator in the SEC, but it all started back in 2013, you know, and the end of 2013, the beginning of 2014, by him just believing in me to become an analyst, and the rest is history.
So get to Auburn, you're an analyst, a lot going on, successful team, I think. When did you get the linebacker room?
So it was got there 2014. I was an analyst, and we had a coaching change, so I got promoted up to linebackers coach.
Okay.
And that was for the I think Outback Bowl versus Wisconsin. Obviously, I wanted to be the linebacker coach, and let's see, didn't get it, but that was cool. So I stayed the analyst, stayed humble myself, and I just worked my tail out. The next year, when Coach Muschamp left and got the head coaching job at South Carolina, I coached a bowl game again and got elevated up. And then I'm like, okay, obviously I want the job, and it went crickets for a while. So the coaches know, like it's like nerve wracking. You sitting there and you dang on hoping you get a call, and you finally got the call, and Coach Malzahn made the call. So in 2016, I became the official linebackers coach. So 14 analysts promoted up, didn't get it. 15 analysts promoted up, waited, became a linebacker coach going into 16.
So one of your best evaluations as a linebackers coach would have to be Deshaun Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So Deshaun Davis was a guy who a lot of people just thought he was kind of like a tag along for Trey Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play a lot. You saw him and you saw something in him.
Right.
What did you see in him, and how excited were you for him to have the type of career he had?
Man, just passion for the ball, for football, man. It's just his knowledge of football. And, he got a chip on his shoulder. He wanted to show people that he can play. And Coach Damian Craig recruited him and got him out of Mobile. And by the time I got him, I think Deshaun was a redshirt sophomore. But, it was, people telling him, he needs to transfer, he needs to transfer down and all of that. And I remember the conversation like yesterday when I got the job. I said, man, listen, you're going to be a great linebacker here. You're going to be all conference. Now, what helped out, be honest with you, it wasn't even a portal this time. It was back then, they wouldn't even call it a portal. We had got a transfer in from another school, and he was a starter in all conference in the Big Ten at the time. And we had him there, and I just knew that was going to just make Deshaun mad, and that pushed him even more. And he ended up being a starter that spring, but very smart and very tough, loves ball. He's the only guy since I've been, when I was at Auburn at the time, they got a unanimous vote captain. 100% of his teammates voted him. It's unreal.
Oh, wow.
The stuff behind the scenes that dude does, man, like he's a real leader. Sometimes you may get guys. There's always somebody that may hate on you. You may not get one person. Somebody may be mad at you. You may get 99%. You may get 80%. He had 100% of his teammates, which is unreal.
That's crazy.
That a lot of people don't know that. 100%. But I love him, man. He's a coach now, and I just talked to him yesterday. And,
okay.
He was my GA last season, and now he has his job. Trey Williams was my GA the year. I'm pretty good at this GA. So if you ever want to be a GA, come to me, man. You're gonna get a job now. Trey Williams, Deshaun Davis, but not very, very proud of both of those guys.
How good was Jacoby McClain?
Really good. I think Jacoby McClain, when you look back from 2001. When I got here, and you look at all the linebackers, Jacoby McClain, he got to be top 10. Right. Easy top 10. Easy top 10. Like, and you talking like for 2001, because that's from what I've seen linebackers playing and coaching, from 2001 to 2022.
All right, so you got, that's the Carlos Dansby, DT, you, Josh Bynes, Sean Davis. Trey Williams had a pretty good career. He definitely tough.
A.T. Williams.
A.T.
The lost person that's in all of that stuff, I think Craig Stevens was a really good linebacker.
Craig Stevens was good.
All right.
Did Darren Bates play linebacker?
Darren Bates. Who had 100 tackles every year.
Right.
All right. And Toro Freeman.
Toro was good too.
I wish I was able to coach Toro. Oh man, I wish I was able to coach that Toro. Man, we got some stories. We got we'll do another podcast just on that Toro. Like, you need to get that Toro on your podcast.
Man, Toro, hey man, holla at me, man.
Yeah, we got to get him on.
Reputation on the line.
Reputation on the line.
I need it.
You know what I'm saying? But that's 10 right there.
Right.
All right. And I know I'm missing people. Now, KJ Britt. Now, somebody got to get out of there.
Right.
Somebody, I ain't going to say no name because I don't want to make no one mad. But somebody got to get out of there. KJ in there.
Hey, look, okay. So you telling me with all the names we
named. And if I forgot a name, man, I don't mean no harm. KJ in there. Somebody got to get out.
Listen, out of all them names, we don't know who. Zacoby got to be in there too. Is that what we saying?
Absolutely.
Zacoby got to be in there.
Zacoby a dog. I'm gonna tell you, I was with KJ came. KJ came to my house. I'm in Orlando. We just chopping up talking. So KJ said, he said, Cole, he was the best one in the room.
Wow.
I said, Cole, he's the best one in the room. So he's like, sure, he may be better than me. And you got to be, he humbled himself to say, man, Zacoby, the people that know, ask his teammates, ask the people around. That's a bad man.
Yeah,
bad man. So if somebody gotta get out of there, we gotta do that count again. I'm gonna take myself out so I don't make nobody mad. We know it ain't true, but I'm gonna take myself out. You know what I'm saying? Now you go top 5 now since 2000 and 2001. Somebody.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, so you gotta think about this. Top 5 Auburn, like linebacker since the turn of the millennium. Oh, you know what? It's so many people that's gonna watch this, and I know some of these guys. I don't want to make nobody mad, but so Kobe McClain, you one of my favorite Kobe Ricochet Rabbit, one of my favorite bit, dog.
Man, look here, man. Did we say Deshaun Davis?
Definitely said Deshaun.
Come on, man.
Sean.
Hey, listen. Dontaris Thomas, Carlos Dance.
Right. Don't say you. Can't say you.
Can't say me.
All right.
It's Kobe, Deshaun, KJ Britt.
Top 5.
Who did I forget? I know.
It's too hard.
I'm not looking at what they did in the NFL.
Right.
I'm talking about at Auburn University. I can't talk about what if they go and didn't play, or they go and they played 5 years or 2 years. Because you still now. I think now let's talk about let's do it like this. The smartest.
Right.
Carlos Dansby. Smart.
Deshaun
Davis. Josh Bynes.
Yeah.
Like them 3 right there.
Right.
Oh, you talking about smart players.
Draw it up. IQ, recognize it, recognition.
Man, come on, man. You say, and if you coach them up, you better say it right the next time, because they're going to correct you. They that smart. Those 3, like the smartest guys, when you just talking about the smartest guys that came through the millennium.
Right.
Those 3, let me see.
Best athlete. Most athletic linebacker in Auburn since 2000.
It's going this right here, and it's crazy you asked that, and it's kind of sad because he actually just passed away. Monty Collier, Matavius Collier. He's from Opelika High School. He was a safety in high school. Came to us. He only lasted like a year. To this day, he's like one of the most athletic linebackers that ever came through there. I think. What's his name? I'm gonna come back to it because I don't want to act like I forgot your name, because it's a name that's at the tip of my tongue, and it was after me. Number 55, man, linebacker, man. Golly, man. Him and Gandy was home. It's really tight. Anyway, we're gonna look it up. But it's at the tip of my tongue, too many hits over the head, I forget stuff. But most athletic, Owen Papo. Owen Papo was up there too. He's gonna do some crazy stuff at the combine. It's freakish, the stuff that he can do. Let me see, just athletic. Owen Papo, Carlos Dansby.
Man, Carlos Dansby, free athlete.
Carlos Dansby.
Free athlete. Loaded. Free athlete. Get your flowers, Loaded.
Carlos Dansby. Hey, man, right. My man gonna be, you need to get what is the gold jacket. You get my dog the gold jacket, man. Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. All right, so leave Auburn. Okay. You leave Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When you leave Auburn, culture change, it's part of the business.
Yep.
Did you get a fair shot?
For Stan?
Yeah.
That's gonna be in one of my books one day. I don't know what a fair shot is. I just know this. This is what I do know.
Okay.
You have a plan for your life.
Right.
And the whole time, whatever was going on in my mind and whatever I wanted.
Right.
The good Lord was laughing the whole time and said, boy, you don't know what I have in store for you.
Woo!
So the whole time, and I sit and I just pray for a platform, pray to be able to be a blessing. And then from there, the rest is history. I go to Miami for a couple of weeks, and I go to UCF to be the coordinator, and now I'm at the University of Arkansas. So whatever that plan is, it don't matter. The good Lord has it. So
there we go. What is Arkansas getting in Travis Williams?
Real. Just real. Like I enjoy being me. And like I talked to Coach Pittman, who's an awesome person, by the way. He's unreal. Tell him I'm gonna love on my players. I'm gonna hang out and bring them over the house. You know, my wife gonna be involved. She gonna cook. Like it's real. Not that fake talk. It's gonna be real.
There we go.
We're gonna pour into these young men's lives, and I'm high energy, high passion. And you know, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be in the car. I'm gonna sing with my daughters. I may rap. I may dance. But I'm gonna be me because I'm comfortable being me.
Hold on. Say you may rap, right?
May rap.
I saw the studio at Arkansas. I saw the studio. Woo. It's got to be an album that gets dropped in there. Are you going in there?
Absolutely.
Ooh. When can we expect it?
I don't know. I got to find the right beat. Okay. Whatever's popular, but it's gonna be very soon. It's been a few years, man. So it's time to do it. I just got to just kind of shake the dust off and see if I still have it. But yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. That's who I am.
Let me ask you this: what do you think Coach Pittman's best attribute is?
Man, it's crazy. He's comfortable being himself.
Okay. He's
comfortable. It's nothing fake about it. He's gonna talk the way he's gonna talk. Mm-hmm. I saw interview after the game. What you gonna do, Coach? You just won the game. What you gonna do? Man, I think I may go home and drink a beer. Keep it real. Right. Man, so in the way he love on those players, like I'm watching it, man, it's real. Like they go and they hug him. He gonna hug them. And you know, it's just he's been awesome. He's a superhuman being, man. I could see all of those battles when we was trying to get offensive linemen and battling him, and it'd be hard to beat him. Yeah. Like he gonna sit there, he'll talk for 2 hours. And right. He has stories and it's real. He can talk to anybody. No, I really appreciate him for the opportunity that he gave me and believing in me, and he won't regret it.
Let me ask you this: how excited are you to get a shot at playing against Auburn?
Oh man, that's a great question. I'm excited to play every team in the West, really, to be honest with you. Okay. Because every week you got to come with the right mindset. You got to prepare the right way. It's SEC West. This is the closest you're going to get to the NFL. So, and obviously we respect all opponents, and we got to prepare. And so I'm excited for the challenge, the challenge of the schedule, and it's gonna be a challenge, but it's fun. It's a fun challenge. It's what you prayed for, and you know, and it's just football. You know, every team that we play gonna have 11 guys, and we're gonna have 11. As long as they're not playing with 12, we'll be all right. Right. You know, so just that challenge, man, of the SEC West is what I'm looking forward to. The challenge of molding our guys and growing with our guys, and that's the challenge within anything.
My nephew is a 5-star athlete right now. 5-star. My nephew's a 5-star linebacker, but he's in South Georgia somewhere, hypothetically. Right. What do you say to get him to go to Arkansas?
Oh man, it's big time. You want to play in the SEC West? Come on to Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a chance, you know, as far as life after football, you know, Walmart headquarters, JB Hunt headquarters, Tyson Chicken headquarters, Jared Jones. You know, you want life after football as far as playing in the league, come get coached by one of the best, not one of the best, the best linebacker coach. I don't care if you're 1-star, 5-star. I'm going to develop you to be the best that you can be. You know what I'm saying? You want real family atmosphere? Come on over. It's not fake. We're going to kick it. We're going to have you over the house. You want to watch UFC fight? You want to watch boxing? Come on. Let's do it. You shoot pool, I shoot pool. You shoot basketball, I shoot basketball. Play video games, I play video games. So once you get there, you're going to see that it's real. All your hopes and dreams, you can reach it at Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go all over the world. Just come straight to Arkansas. And you can get it done.
I'm about to go to Arkansas.
Hey, it's that easy, man. It's real. You just feel it. You know?
Hey, so you think you can give me about another year eligibility, man?
I got you, man. You got a COVID year. Come on, man.
Hey, man. So I know we ain't supposed to cut up like this. This is a real podcast. You know, we ain't supposed to do.
Hey, I got check, mix it all. I need the NIL, man.
But in all seriousness, how important do you think it is for financial literacy for athletes that are coming into this NIL money?
Man, it's very important, man. I just think every university should have it set up.
Right.
Should have it set up. If they don't, then we failing the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have it set up where I'm at University of Arkansas, but everyone, they should have it set up, man, because these kids have an opportunity to make money and they deserve it, and it's definitely legal. So if they can get it if you can. But the financial literacy part of it, because you got to understand, like, if you have NFL players that are going broke,
right,
what you think this 18 to 22-year-old going to do?
Right.
So you got to set them up with classes. To be honest with you, you got to educate the parents as well. A lot of it's going to be parents that have never seen this type of money. So what do you do?
Right.
You don't want it to break up families. You don't want. It's a lot of things that you got to look at when you're doing it. But the financial literacy is very important, man. It's very important. It's important for the guys getting NIL, and it's important for your team as a whole, because everybody want to make it to the NFL. There's only 3% that can make it, or less than that. But you still want to set them up with financial literacy, because they're going to be a husband and father one day and have jobs. So I think it's very, very huge.
So you're at Arkansas, defensive coordinator, you calling it, and you got the linebackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. One of your best friends is Cadillac Williams,
mm-hmm.
Who was the first black head coach at Auburn University.
Absolutely.
And he also has the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a twofold question. How big was that for Cadillac to be the head coach for the culture,
mm-hmm.
right? The head coach at Auburn University. How big was that for the culture? And two, how excited are you going to be to compete against him, your linebackers versus his running backs?
Oh, man, first thing is it was huge just to see Cadillac, man, being able to lead the team. And he did a phenomenal job, man. We on a group chat, text message with all our former teammates, and just the support. Like, we made sure we got behind him. Like, we made sure the support was there for him. And, he didn't ask for this. I remember walking. We used to walk and talk, me, him, and Marcus Woods, and we was all workout buddies. And he just wanted to coach the running backs. He loved coaching the running backs. And for him to be able to lead a team the way he did and show that you love the guys and have passion for the guys, they'll play hard for you.
Right.
And he showed that. He showed that. And we're very proud of him. I've sent him videos before the game and wishing him luck and all of that. And, we'll talk after the game and before the game on a couple occasions. And he's in, like I said, the text thread, and just the support that he was getting, it was real support. And man, super proud of him. Super proud of him. I know it was good for his two sons to see him in that light. It was good for Miss Evan, his wife, to be the first lady and being able to see her in that light as well. But he deserved it. People don't understand unless you meet him. Once you meet him, the most humble human being.
Absolutely.
That you ever meet. You wouldn't even think like, okay, that's Cadillac Williams. Nah, because he doesn't. He's just a really, really humble guy. So it couldn't happen to a better person. He deserved that, And then as far as just for the game, it's gonna be just like at practice when we was playing. Like, I used to knock his head off at practice. Nah, man. When we get to the game, he gonna have his guys juiced up. That's what I know him like a book,
Right.
So he'll have.
They're gonna be ready.
Oh, they're gonna be ready.
Right.
They're supposed to be.
Right.
They're supposed to.
What your guys gonna be?
Man, look here, man. We gonna walk solid but carry a big stick. That's what we gonna do.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
No, what we talking about?
Nah, ain't no need to talk about it. So
they gotta snap that ball, man.
Man, line it up.
They gotta snap that ball, man. So, man, Cadillac, no, but it's how it's crazy. Like, at practice, that's how we were at practice.
Right.
Talking, even when we did mat drills, it was linebacker versus running back, and they pulling the towel. I'm on them like this, back and forth. But man, we had fun coaching together, man. And man, we're gonna have fun coaching against each other, and we're gonna talk before the game and after the game, and I'm gonna hug his neck because it's real love. It ain't fake. It's a lot of fakeness going on.
Yeah, man.
So no, it's real love. I love my brother. I support my brother. I want him to be successful.
Right.
And that's just how we roll.
So before we get out of here, you got to give me probably your craziest story that you can say right here during your whole career coaching football. Give me a good story.
Wow.
I don't care where it come from. Auburn, Arkansas, UCF, Northern Iowa. Give me a good story.
Man, it's a good one. It's a good one. Man, that's a good. You call me off guard. I don't have a story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna tell you why, because I like my job. So the stories I'm able to tell that probably won't be good. So I'm gonna hold off on that. But I got some good stories, man.
Hey man, you know it's funny. I was thinking about this earlier, man. I was thinking about Duck, man, LaMarcus Rowell.
Yeah.
And I said, man, you know what, man? Everybody I ever met at Auburn for Opelika was crazy. Flat crazy. Every last one of them. Duck, my boy, I love Duck. Man, nobody to play with. Tez Dula, crazy as a bed, but love Tez. Tez was crazy. Everybody that came out of Opelika, even the ones that was just there. So if you ride through Auburn, let me tell you something. You meet somebody from Opelika, treat them nice. They do not play the radio.
Yeah, they don't play.
Zero. Just talk to them. Will Herron might have been shot out.
Yeah. Will Herron, he ain't scared of nothing.
Ain't nothing to play with. Nah, for real, man. Man, Trav, man, it's been a pleasure, man.
Oh, big dog.
Man, appreciate it. Where can they find you on Twitter?
Will for real. T_Will for real. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. So I'm on there. I'm not hard to find, and I'm gonna start posting a little more. I've been kind of low key, but I'm getting back to me. I'm posting. May have a freestyle. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. But no, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure, bro. I know I've been seeing your work from afar. I know it's been a long time since we linked up, and once I got the call, man, I said, man, what you want me to pull up at the house? How we want to do it,
man?
And we made it happen, man. So. Obviously getting a lot of calls this time of the year and all that, but see what you're doing, support what you're doing. Anything I could do, bro, to ever help, let me know.
Nah, what's up, man? Real family. Already, man. Casual Flex, we out.
Yes, sir.